Good afternoon. My name is Christy Jones, and I'm the Market Development Manager at SPIROL. I appreciate your time this afternoon to enable me to share the history between Company X and SPIROL, as well as give you some ideas about how we can work together to help you achieve your goals. SPIROL and Company X have been strategic partners for over 20 years. I've had the pleasure of working directly with Company X in several capacities over my 19-year tenure with SPIROL, while working in engineering, operations management, technical sales, and now in marketing. While I will provide some background information on SPIROL with a brief description of the company, products, and services, the main goal of this presentation is to provide you with some ideas about how SPIROL and Company X can best work together in order to make your company more profitable. SPIROL designs and manufactures engineered components used for joining an assembly. You come across SPIROL every day and you don't even know it because all of our products are hidden inside other assemblies. As a matter of fact, pretty much any application that has to be assembled is a potential user of SPIROL products. Here are some examples of where you may have run across SPIROL. Did anyone drive to work today? In any one car, there are several hundred different SPIROL components. Here's a snapshot of some of the automotive-specific applications in which SPIROL products are used. Has anyone ever flown in an airplane? Again, there are literally hundreds of SPIROL components in any one airplane, from the nose to the tail. Similarly, here is a snapshot of some applications where SPIROL products are used in a backhoe. SPIROL has a diverse product offering. Every one of our engineered products is designed to enhance the quality of your product, simplify the assembly process, and reduce the total cost of assembly. Sometimes we struggle with what to call our products. For example, I've met with customers that have said, "I don't use coil pins," to which I reply, "Yes, but do you use hinge pins, stop pins, fastening pins, etc.? If the answer is yes, then perhaps you should be using coil pins." Over the years, SPIROL has distinguished ourselves as the leader in pins, inserts, and shims. Many people recognize SPIROL as leader in certain product lines, but are surprised when they learn about our entire product offering. Were you aware that we offered coiled, slotted, and solid pins, alignment dowels, dowel bushings, spacers, compression limiters, shims, machined nuts, inserts for plastics, disc springs, and installation equipment? Now, I want to stress that while SPIROL is a high-quality manufacturing company and has a very diverse product offering, it's our application engineering knowledge that is our strength. Through partnering with companies in the design stage and helping them design not only the engineered fastener, but also making the critical recommendations for the interface between our product and the assembly, we are able to help companies succeed. Components are the only thing that SPIROL offers. We also provide the equipment to install the components. SPIROL is uniquely equipped to provide the total solution for all customers. No other company offers this. We understand that you want to get to market as quickly as possible with a high-quality, profitable product. By having SPIROL as your source, not only for the engineered components, but also for the assembly equipment, we take some of that risk off of your hands. Oftentimes, if a company buys the components from one company and the installation equipment from another company, if something isn't quite right during the assembly process, the component manufacturer will point the finger at the equipment supplier and vice versa. On the contrary, if SPIROL supplies both the equipment and the components, we would quickly diagnose the problem and fix it such that you are making product again as soon as possible. Focused on the total cost of manufacturing, including the quality of the assembled product, SPIROL offers a comprehensive standard line of installation equipment primarily aimed at installing pins, bushings, and inserts for plastics. SPIROL's standard offering ranges from manual to fully automatic modules. Our time-tested, proven, and reliable equipment can be equipped with options such as rotary table index tables, pin sensing, force monitoring, and drilling and pinning combinations for enhanced productivity, heightened process control, and error proofing. We are an expert in adapting our standard modules to customer-specific applications, including fixturing the components for both the quality installation and ease of assembly. SPIROL guarantees that our equipment will enhance your productivity and reduce your total manufacturing costs by offering the only performance warranty in the industry. The last couple of slides shows you what SPIROL makes. Here's what we do. What we do is we work with companies such as these to help them design their products such that they go together and stay together for the intended life of the assembly. You'll most likely recognize the majority of the company names located on this slide, as they are all leaders in their industries. This is just a snapshot of our 15,000 customers where we have been a part of their design team. Since our company's inception in 1948, SPIROL has been solving customers' problems. As a matter of fact, the original product, called the coiled pin that put SPIROL on the map, was invented by our founder, Herman Cole. The U.S. Air Force was having problems with nuts and bolts as well as solid pins vibrating out of jet engine turbine blade assemblies. The unique characteristics of the coiled pin provided enough strength to withstand the forces generated during use and the flexibility to absorb the shock loads and vibration in order to keep the assembly intact. Over the years, SPIROL has grown to supply over 2 billion components per year by strategically adding other engineered components, each designed to save customers money and/or to solve assembly issues in the marketplace. SPIROL is not dependent on any one customer or any one industry. As a matter of fact, we have over 15,000 customers in a variety of different industries. Our diversified customer base allows us to maintain a stable level of business and has enabled SPIROL to stay in business while many of our competitors have either gone out of business or have been acquired by other companies over the years. SPIROL is located in several different locations throughout North America. We also have facilities in England, France, Germany, Czech Republic, China, and we recently opened a facility in Sao Paulo, Brazil. No matter where you are designing your product, there is a SPIROL field application engineer nearby that can be a part of your design team. Also, regardless of where you are actually assembling the product, whether it is in another division of yours located someplace else around the world, or if you use a contract manufacturer to assemble your product, there is a SPIROL stocking division located nearby to supply the product. Being a global corporation allows SPIROL not only to be a local supplier, but also to conduct business in the same time zones and deal in local currencies. There are no other suppliers in our industry that have this global presence. Even though our products are of the highest quality and literally set the standards in the industry, our products are not what define our company. It is our application engineering expertise in joining an assembly that really defines us. Notice at the core of SPIROL International is our application engineering. This, coupled with our broad product offering, sets us apart from all other companies in our industry. There is no other company in the world who works with engineers at the design level to not only recommend the most cost-effective component used for joining an assemble, but also who makes the critical recommendations for the interface between our product and yours. The earlier that we are brought into the design process, the more likely we are able to equip you with one of our 30,000 standard items, which cuts down on the cost of the product and the time it takes to get the parts, as they're normally in stock. As mentioned earlier, there is no other company in our industry who has a global presence like SPIROL, and there certainly isn't anyone that has a product offering as comprehensive as ours. We have over 65 years of application engineering experience. It is likely that we have already designed components for applications similar to yours, as well as solved assembly issues that your company may be faced with today or sometime in the future. We are experts in our niche of joining an assembly. Due to the breadth of our product line, we offer unbiased application engineering. Provided that you come to us early enough in the design stage, oftentimes we have 3 to 4 different standard components that could meet your requirements. For example, if you are a hinge manufacturer, it's possible that a slotted pin, solid pin, coiled pin, or tubular product could be used as the hinge pin in the assembly. Ultimately, we would recommend whichever was the most cost-effective, taking into consideration your host material, manufacturing tolerances, application requirements, and assembly method. Our recommendations consider all of the elements of manufacturing to ensure that you are equipped with a solution that results in the lowest total cost. This not only includes the cost of the component used for joining an assembly, which is usually the least expensive component in the entire assembly, but we also consider all of the costs associated with preparing the host component and the total cost of installation. After providing us with the pertinent application information, we will do the design work for you. We will not just provide you with parts to sample to see if they work or not. We will provide you with a professional engineering report and prototypes of our recommendation. This includes how to install the product. We don't go through middlemen. SPIROL has a direct sales force, all of which are technically equipped to be a part of your design team. Many of our competitors force their customers to go through middlemen like sales reps or distributors. Their customers do not benefit from the technical assistance that SPIROL offers as complementary and necessary part of doing business. We take ownership of our customers, and we will make sure that you choose the correct component for your assembly. SPIROL offers the highest quality product in the industry, and we can supply the complete solution. We stand behind our products, and we will support your company throughout the design and manufacturing stages. When you engage SPIROL as a part of your team, we will utilize our 5-step process for success to ensure that you receive an accurate solution in a timely manner. 1. We will work with you to define your product and performance assembly objectives. This includes gathering sample components and the drawings of the individual components as well as the assembly. This first stage is crucial to ensuring that we are on the same page and will ultimately result in an accurate solution the first time. 2. After we conduct your performance and assembly objectives, we will conduct a comprehensive engineering evaluation. We have a group of application engineers who are dedicated to assisting customers in determining the best solution for your particular application. 3. We provide you with a formal technical proposal and prototypes for evaluation in your assembly. The proposal will detail other products that we consider for your application and why ultimately the part that we ended up recommending is the optimum solution. 4. If installation equipment is involved, we can also design a fixture to hold and align the components during installation. This is a critical element to the overall success of the installation, as you have to ensure that all of the components are aligned. We build, test, install, and certify the machine, including educating the operators and maintenance personnel. 5. We are an active participant of your team, starting in the design stage through the qualification stage, until the product is launched successfully to ensure that your quality performance and assembly objectives are completely satisfied. Our purpose is to lower your design and assembly costs by working with you in the design stage in order to recommend the most cost-effective components. Ultimately, SPIROL will make your company more profitable and more competitive by being an integral part of your design team. So how do we do this? Through the concept of standardization, we keep our costs low and pass those savings on to you. Oftentimes, we can ship standard product from stock, enabling you to prototype parts instantaneously and get to market sooner. Usually, one of our 30,000 standard parts will meet your application requirements. However, when necessary, we will customize a standard part or create a unique component to fit the exact requirements of your application. Most of the time, the required special part is nothing more than a simple derivation of our standard. SPIROL doesn't just make parts. We make engineered components that enhance the quality of your assembly and save you money. For example, There are hundreds, if not thousands, of companies that manufacture solid pins by machining them. Even though Spiral has the ability to CNC machine pins, we cold head our standard solid pins. This method of manufacturing is much less expensive than machining product in high volume, oftentimes to the tune of 1/10 the price of machined pins. So as an example of this, in the process of working with one surgical device manufacturer, I questioned why they were using machined solid pins in one of their assemblies. I reviewed the performance requirements for the application with a design engineer, and we determined that the pins were used entirely as free-fit axles and hinges within the assembly. They were slip-fit into place and held in position by a plastic shroud that went entirely around the outside of the device. This prevented the pins from falling out of the assembly. Knowing this, I again questioned why the parts would need to be machined to diameter tolerances of plus or minus a half a thousandth. I followed this question with another. If Spiral could provide you with a similar pin, yet with a diameter tolerance of plus or minus 1/1000th, would you be interested in exploring the economical benefits that you would achieve by changing to our cold-headed pin? Both the engineer and the purchasing manager were astounded to see that by replacing machined solid pins with our cold-headed pins, they had no change in performance of the assembly, yet by changing all 7 pins, they save over $2.3 million a year when the device reaches its full production volume. Now keep in mind that the fastener is usually the least expensive component within the assembly. Sometimes the savings doesn't just come in the cost of the fastener. As a matter of fact, sometimes one fastener will be priced higher than another, but due to the features and benefits of that particular fastener, the overall cost of the assembly can be reduced through using a higher priced fastener. Let's look at this a little closer. Spiral's coiled pins were originally invented to compensate for the deficiencies associated with slotted and solid pins. Coiled pins can be used in the widest hole tolerance of any press-fit fastener. They are the only press-fit pin that flexes after insertion, absorbing shock and vibration that would otherwise be transmitted onto the assembly. This results in a longer life for your assembly. Now, we have an automotive customer that had been using ground dowels for years in various alignment applications. These dowel pins are held to very tight tolerances and are very expensive. Our field sales engineer worked with their design engineering team and proved that our coiled spring pins would not only work in the application, but the coiled pins were $100,000 less than the current ground dowels. In addition, the coiled pin provided a cost reduction in the manufacturing of the host components because the hole tolerances didn't have to be held as tightly as they did for the ground solid dowels. The coiled pin is also much easier to install. Now, a lot of people think that you have to have high volumes before considering using any type of installation equipment versus using a hammer, manual press, or soldering iron and tweezers. However, there are many advantages to using our standard installation equipment that are independent of volume. One advantage is that all of our equipment repeatedly delivers the pin, dowel bushing, insert, or compression limiter to the installation site with precise positioning. The operation of the equipment is effortless, alleviating the operator from having to struggle to hold on to the pin or other component during installation. If you are installing miniature components, sometimes it's literally impossible to hold on to the component during insertion. Finally, our equipment will alleviate damaged parts and other quality issues resulting from a poor installation process. Spiral continuously develops and innovates new standard product lines to meet evolving customer needs. For example, a few years ago, our engineers recognized a need to protect lighter weight plastic components when a bolt is being used to join the components together. This migration towards plastic products makes sense in terms of cost and weight. However, joint integrity is critical in most applications. Recognizing this, Spiral developed a complete line of compression limiters that, when properly installed, will ensure this joint integrity. Over the last couple of years, Spiral has introduced many new products, including the Series 880 coiled pins for PC board, card locks, and ejector clips, the Series 52 press-in inserts for high-strength post-mold installation into large profile plastic assemblies, and several different series of our compression limiters, and then most recently, our series GD100 ground hollow dowels for precision alignment. We maintain our edge over our competition through our ability to invest back into our business and our commitment to being a leader in production technology. Some examples include our proprietary metal forming technology, state-of-the-art heat treating equipment, and the implementation of automatic bar loaders and unattended operation. We have also implemented cutting-edge CNC equipment to enable us to make samples of special parts for responsive prototype production prior to investing in hard tooling, as well as to enable us to produce special variations of our standard products such as special diameters, internal threads and knurl configurations, cross-drilled holes, materials, and finishes. SPIROL maintains our commitment to the highest possible quality by keeping control of as many different parameters of the manufacturing process as possible. For example, many years ago, we made the conscious decision to heat treat pins in-house, even though it would probably be cheaper to send the product to an outside batch processor. Why? Because heat treating is one of those processes where you can't see whether or not the part has been processed properly. However, it's a critical process, providing the necessary strength and flexibility for the part to function properly in an assembly. In addition, batch processes are notorious for mixing product during processing. We also manufacture our own tooling so that we are not dependent on the outside supplier's quality and lead times. Essentially, we are in control of our own destiny. Now, another reason why this might be important to you is, believe it or not, sometimes our customers forget to place orders for their product from time to time. I'm sure this has never happened to anyone in this room. However, if this has happened within your purchasing department and you need parts right away, many times we can make the product completely in-house, enable us to turn around the product in less than 24 hours, preventing an interruption on your assembly line. Demonstrating our commitment to quality, SPIROL has acquired the following quality certifications. There are a couple of certifications that we are particularly proud of, such as our Ford Q1 certification, as many of the Ford plants cannot pass the stringent requirements to achieve this quality award. Also, SPIROL is one of only 57 suppliers in the United States and one of 103 suppliers in the world who is NADCAP accredited for laser beam machining and cutting. And you'll notice at the bottom, SPIROL was awarded the 2012 General Motors Supplier Quality Excellence Award. Feel free to visit our website, where you will have access to all of our technical white papers and application stories that will provide you with a plethora of information regarding joining an assembly not found anywhere else. Some of the 400 pages of information that we have posted on our site are not covered in any college engineering courses. The white papers cover many topics, including comparing different types of materials, different types of fasteners, and different joining methods of assembly. The application stories detail specific examples of how SPIROL has helped customers overcome challenges in assembly, solve quality problems, as well as significantly reduce the total cost of their assembly. If you are working on a project and you want to take advantage of SPIROL's complementary engineering support, you can simply give us a call, or you can go on our website and click on the appropriate drop-down menu in our Optimal Application Engineering portal. You can choose from a variety of subjects such as pinning applications, inserts for plastics, alignment applications, etc. This form contains approximately 20 questions specific to your application and enables you to upload up to 6 drawings. Each form will walk you through all of the questions that our engineering team needs to answer in order to complete a comprehensive evaluation of your application. Here's an example of what one customer in Spain experienced after initiating an application review through our Optimal Application Engineering portal. The customer is a manufacturer of air rifle trigger assemblies. They were experiencing severe pricing pressure from the market, and if they couldn't reduce their costs, they were going to have to move all of their manufacturing to the Czech Republic. They initially approached SPIROL asking if we could manufacture the solid pins and E-rings cheaper than their current supplier. While SPIROL may have the capability to manufacture these parts, seeking a cost reduction on the current parts would not be enough to preserve manufacturing in Spain. Keep in mind that the fasteners are the least expensive component within an assembly. They need a drastic cost reduction to justify keeping the production in Spain. SPIROL asked the customer if they would be interested in a comprehensive review of their application in order to determine if there was a better way of assembling the components. They said that they were open to this if we could provide significant cost savings. The only constraint we were given was that the holes in the assembly could not be changed since they had already invested a lot of money in the tooling. Prior to SPIROL's involvement, the assembly process was as follows. Place an E-clip on one end of the machined solid pin. Push a solid pin and E-clip through one of the holes, and then try and place the other E-clip into the groove on the other end of the solid pin. Has anyone here ever tried to put an E-clip onto a solid pin? It's not very easy, is it? Then they have to do this for 5 different locations. And the problem is that the pins are so close in length that sometimes the operator would put the wrong pin in the wrong hole, so they would have to disassemble it and do it all over again. By engaging SPIROL in their value-added engineering process and enabling us, they were able to achieve the following. They replaced 15 components, which were 5 pins and 10 E-rings, with 5 self-retaining coiled pins. They reduced purchasing complexity and inventory management by replacing 6 different item numbers with 2 item numbers. Now keep in mind, if they had come to us early in the design stage, they would have used only one size coiled pin. However, we were stuck with the fact that they couldn't change the holes. They eliminated the risk of installing a pin of the wrong length in any of the holes. They replaced expensive machined pins with roll form pins that reduced the individual pin cost. They significantly simplified the assembly process since they just have to simply press the coiled pins into the hole versus having to install a machined pin, then snap on the E-clips onto the grooves, etc. This significantly reduces the labor cost and increases productivity. And they can easily automate the pinning process to further reduce labor costs when the volume increases. There are many technical and commercial benefits for companies that partner with SPIROL. For one thing, we are focused on your total cost of manufacturing and enhancing the quality of your product, not just selling parts. Due to our extensive product offering, you can purchase many different products directly from SPIROL, the manufacturer. This will result in a reduction of your supply base, as well as enable you to reduce your spend, since distributors buy the product at the same exact price as you and then mark it up to resell it to you so that they can make a profit. The fact that we have over 30,000 standard items means that you can get most parts directly from our inventory. This means that you will have your parts in hand quickly, whether you're in the prototype stage or in full production mode. The additional advantages of buying standard products are that you don't have to buy thousands of parts that you don't need because there are no high minimum purchase requirements and there are no tooling or development charges. Finally, SPIROL will provide you with unparalleled service and technical support from any one of our global locations. We are everywhere you are. If you take nothing else away from this presentation, here's what I'd like you to remember. Don't wait until your design is complete. Involve SPIROL as early as possible in the design stage so that we are able to assist in the design of your component and recommend the most cost-effective solution for your specific application. Sometimes I have people tell me, I'm not ready to discuss the project because I haven't decided on the hole size yet. This is exactly the time that we need to be involved, when we can help make that decision. Involving us before your design is complete is the only way that we will be able to fully take advantage of SPIROL's expertise in joining an assembly. Thank you for allowing me this time to introduce SPIROL. I'd be happy to speak with any of you about any projects that you are working on where SPIROL can be of assistance. Thank you.